Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. In the background is the 11th hole here at Burlington Country Club, where in just a matter of days, the Philadelphia section of the PGA is going to be holding its sectional championship, September 19th and 20th. We'll have more on that later in the show. Coming up today, though, we're going to take a look at all the volunteers, the people behind the scenes who help the Golf Association of Philadelphia complete its mission year to year. Also, our short drive segment will go to Valley Forge National Park. Something new is at Valley Forge, and we'll take a look. We'll have another tip from one of the ROTHMAN specialists, and our Teed Off panel takes a look at a big tour event coming to Philadelphia, September of 2018, the BMW Championship at ROTHMAN. So stay with us. It's all coming up next on Inside Golf. Inside Golf, now celebrating its 20th season, is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
Along with being stewards of the game of golf, your local PGA professional wears many hats.
We are teachers.
We are players.
We are managers.
We are merchandisers.
And community leaders.
But we all wear one badge.
PGA professionals are well-trained experts who work hard to share the joy of golf with our neighbors for over 90 years. To find your local PGA professional, visit phillypga.com. Brought to you by the Philadelphia section of the PGA.
We are the experts in the game and business of golf.
Welcome back to Inside Golf. Time now to take a look at the volunteers for the Golf Association of Philadelphia. Last year, you may recall, we did a show on the people that do the rating of golf courses that are members of the Golf Association of Philadelphia. We went to the A's Club and saw what they did. Well, there's more volunteers to take a look at today. People that are like starters or scorekeepers. Here's Marty Emino.
Thank you, Harry. Volunteers are the lifeblood of the Golf Association of Philadelphia. More than 200 total men and women donate their time throughout the year to keep the oldest regional or state golf association in the country running strong.
I think one of the great things about volunteering for any type of association, whether it's golf or your local community type association, is everyone can volunteer. Everyone has something to offer. Whether you're a female, a male, a junior, when you take a look at how we run our tournaments, you see people from all walks of life, but they have one common thread, and that is the love for the game of golf.
Okay, this is the 8-10 grouping featuring Dwayne Pinnock of Rivercrest Golf Club. This is my 4th year of volunteering for the Golf Association of Philadelphia. I find it to be a wonderful opportunity to support the game that I love. It's great to involve myself with an organization like GAP and the work that they do to promote and cultivate the game of golf here in the Delaware Valley. And we'll be ready to go in a few minutes. Thank you.
Overseeing the organization is the executive committee. The board is comprised of 18 total men and women who donate their time and talents in making the GAP's heavy decisions. Their focus is keeping the association moving in the right direction so it can prosper.
When you're involved on the player side, you only see one thing, right? You see the competitions, how well they're run. when you get inside and I guess under the hood, you understand and learn that the Golf Association of Philadelphia does so much more than just run world-class events.
When I was asked to join the executive committee of the Golf Association of Philadelphia, it was time for me now to give back to golf. And so I thought, well, that would be a nice opportunity. So being the first woman on the executive committee was a little daunting, but I thought, well, somebody needs to do it. GAP is all about preserving and protecting and promoting the game for men, women, and juniors. And that's what we do, and we're good at it. And I think it's a nice association in that they don't rest on their laurels. They're always looking to improve and to be more inclusive.
The executive committee may be the face of the boardroom, but it's course raters and tournament volunteers that are the true foot soldiers. Course raters visit more than 30 golf courses a year, measuring, evaluating, and calculating. Their hard work allows golfers of all ages and skill levels to play an equitable match. Translation, they are the ones who mold your handicap. On the tournament side, there are 4 jobs: scorer, scorecard checkpoint official, starter, and rules official. All are highly visible and necessary in a tournament player having an enjoyable experience, minus the golfing, of course.
Okay, a couple things to point out here, gentlemen. First of all, I'll point out that stones and bunkers are movable obstructions, and that the driving range, the practice putting green, and the parking lot are out of bounds.
Starters are the first point of contact. They provide a golfer with all the necessary information from hole location sheets to various local rules. They have a heavy interaction with the player to get his day off to a good start. If you run into an issue on the golf course, the rules officials are there to help you. Yes, help you and guide you.
But you're good to go. All right. You play well today. Thank you very much.
I just think the whole community of the Golf Association of Philadelphia is one of my favorite things, is that because you get to meet a lot of nice people, and you see them over years and years, and you develop really good friendships over a lifetime.
Checkpoint officials keep the public informed of scores by asking players for cards at certain hole increments during a tournament. They are the reason friends and families can follow from afar. And scorers verify the scorecard at the end of a round. They make sure there are 2 signatures and all the boxes are filled.
We've got over 150 people that give back to the game. That's all they're really concerned with. A good group of people to be around. We couldn't do it without them. Live scoring, rules, checkpoints for pace of play, all the things that these guys carry out, including going to training every year to come back and do a better job. So it's a great group of people to be involved with.
As you can see, there are many jobs and many people needed to keep the Golf Association of Philadelphia performing at its peak level. Golf's the game of a lifetime, only because the volunteers make it so. For the Golf Association of Philadelphia, this is Marty Emino.
Thanks, Marty, for that inside look at the volunteers who every year help the Golf Association of Philadelphia do its thing. All right, more to come on Inside Golf. Up next, we'll take a look at our short drive. What's new when it comes to Valley Forge National Park? And also another medical tip from one of our ROTHMAN specialists.
Success requires hard work. No way around it. Realize timing is key. Be willing to push yourself. Stay in control. Trust technology to support you. My father once said, "Doesn't matter what you do in life, just be the best at it."
The first tee of Greater Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
I'm Taylor Tropea, and welcome to A Short Drive. Today, we're going to show you how to explore an important part of America's revolutionary history on 2 wheels.
You're going to follow this trail, it's about 5 miles, but then you can also go this way. And on this path, you'll see all the different historical landmarks that we have.
Graham is here to tell us everything we need to know about the bike rentals at Valley Forge National Historical Park. So Graham, tell us, why did the park decide to go into the bike rental business?
Well, obviously, the bicycling at Valley Forge is a very popular activity, and a lot of demand from not just local people, but from people throughout the country. So this is a pretty big travel destination, over 2 million people annually, so a lot of those people are looking to rent bikes.
So tell us about the guided tour. What will visitors see when they're taking it?
So it's a 5-mile tour. It's going to go through the park. You'll see it real up close, seeing sites like the Muhlenberg Brigade site where the park does living history programming. You'll see some of the most phenomenal monuments in the park, like the National Memorial Arch. You'll also see Artillery Park, and you'll see the actual grounds where the Army conducted their training here at Valley Forge, making it the birthplace of the American Army.
Do you have to be an experienced rider to take this tour?
We recommend to have some cycling experience. We recommend that participants are about 12 years of age or older. But we do get younger kids that certainly prove their bike worthiness and their ability to ride, so we'll take them too.
Great. Well, how has business been this summer so far?
It's been really good, yeah. This is year 1 for us, and it's been pretty busy throughout the summer. We've gotten pretty crushed on some weekends. We actually ran out of bikes a couple times, so we ordered more to increase our fleet, so we're doing pretty well now.
Do you see a lot of visitors from out of town? Are they mostly local? Is it a healthy mix?
Yeah, it is a really healthy mix. We'll even get people from outside of the country. People from Europe, people from South America, people from Asia. So yeah, it's a pretty big travel destination, so we help everyone.
So if you have your own bike and you still want to explore the park, are there any trails connected, anything you recommend?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the park itself has about 30 miles of trails, but we're also patched into some of the other really prominent trails in the area, like the Schuylkill River Trail and the Perkiomen Trail. Not too far from here is the Chester Valley Trail, which will eventually be linked into the park, so lots of opportunities.
So how can people find more information about the trails and renting bikes here?
So you can just go to our website, www.encampmentstore.org, or you can always give us a call in our gift shop, 610-783-1074.
And private tours are also available. Just call the encampment store for details. That's it for today's short drive, but you can always find more information by visiting valleyforge.org.
The Philadelphia PGA and Rothman Institute continue to help you play better golf and stay healthy by bringing you tips from the experts. Here to help us deliver these tips is PGA professional John Dunnigan and Dr. Matthew Ramsey, Chief of Shoulder and Elbow Surgery at Rothman Institute.
Thanks, Leila. Dr. Ramsey, is there anything the folks at home can do if they are struggling with elbow pain that can get them through the season?
So I think the first thing to kind of mention is that if somebody is very painful, having a lot of difficulties in their day-to-day life, then they should probably respect their injury, rest it, and treat it. If on the other hand it's a little bit achy, bothers them every now and then, there are certain things you can absolutely do. One is anti-inflammatories before you play a round of golf. People wear a tennis elbow band or a golfer's elbow band, which is a little strap on the upper part of the forearm that limits the amount of stress that the injured tendon feels. And then after your round and before your round, for sure, you stretch, you do your strengthening exercises, and ice is a fantastic anti-inflammatory and pain reliever. Ice it when it's painful, and hopefully those things can get them through.
So after every round, ice or practice, ice it?
Ice it and stretch and do your strengthening.
Very good. Folks at home, take care of those elbows. Treat them right, use ice.
So the tip of the day from Rothman, keep those ice packs ready to go. Up next, talking about the BMW Championship with our teed-off panel. That championship coming to Aronimink in September of 2018. It's up next on Inside Golf.
This is a worthy venue for a championship.
Welcome back. Inside Golf is continuing now with our teed-off panel. We are at the beautiful Bluebell Inn in Montgomery County. Let me ask you something. Are you looking for a place to unwind once in a while? Who isn't, right? AKA happy hour. I've found this spot. It's the Bluebell Inn right here on Skip-Pack Pike. Let me tell you about it. They have daily happy hour drink specials from 5 to 7 weeknights, half-price bar menu favorites like buffalo chicken bites, margarita flatbed, Mike Kern's getting hungry, and buck-a-shuck oysters. Bluebell Inn. Go to their website, bluebellinn.com, or call 215-646-2010 for information about hours, menus, and make your reservations. All right.
Yeah, forget happy hour. That sounds like any hour.
I know. Here's to you. Well, no, this is strong enough right now. Bob Shepard's here again. Bob,
thank you,
Philadelphia PGA professional forever.
Yep.
Hold up the book, will you?
Yep, there we go.
They hadn't invented golf.
They hadn't invented golf. Good book. Entertaining and...
Talking about happy hours, we would have never needed the whiskey.
What would I have done with the 10,000 hours I spent trying to play the game?
That's right.
Mike Kern, who writes about golf, he talks about golf, and more importantly, he plays the game of golf. Maybe not always like the way he'd like it, but who knows? That next round may be the one. And Joe Logan, he's touched every golf course in America and beyond.
But not in dirty places, in the right places.
Yeah, and he's made a few happy hours too, I bet, right? Both of you guys have. Together, maybe. Never know. It gets lonely out there covering those majors.
It's all about the perks, Harry. It's all about the perks.
Okay. Hey, next September, Joe, a pretty big golf tournament is coming to the Philadelphia area. September 2018, the BMW Championship. It's the last stop before the Tour Championship, third leg of the FedEx playoffs, and it's going to be at Aronimink. Aronimik's no stranger to big-time golf.
No, in 2011 and 12, it hosted the AT&T
Tiger Woods
tournament. Now this is all part of Aronimik's quest to host a major or a Ryder Cup.
It's like the 15th audition, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. They have auditioned quite a bit. This year they even had quite a renovation by Gil Hanse. So if this doesn't get a major, I don't know what
It's
will.
either good enough or it isn't. When the pros were there for Tiger's thing, they all seemed to say this was a course. And Aronimink should have had it in '93, and of course we all know, they didn't. Marion didn't get theirs and whatever. But look, if it's good enough, it's good enough. You don't have to make changes to it or whatever. I hope the changes are good, but with the PGA moving to May soon, I don't know how that would affect a course in the Northeast getting it, but I think Aronimink would be a site that if they bought the players there, the players would say, hey, this is a worthy venue for a championship.
Well, this format, we're going to have some pretty good talent here. This isn't a typical tour event, Bob.
This is the semifinal.
It's the semifinal, which means the field's only 70.
70, right.
There's no cut. They all play 4 rounds. And 30 will advance to the Tour Championship and a chance to win, I guess it's still $10 million annuity.
Not the 30 highest finishers that week, but the 30 points. It gets a little...
We won't get into that. That's for guys way above our pay scale. But so it will have talent. Changes. Gil Hanse has gone over that course. I think he added over 100 bunkers
I know,
to the
heard
golf
that,
course.
yeah.
They're also
like it needed.
lengthening the course closer, I guess, to 8,000 yards.
Making some of the greens back
New
to
tees.
What Donald Ross
wanted. So they've remodeled it. All, as Mike said, in an effort perhaps to attract another major.
Mm-hmm.
Is it enough? I mean, Philadelphia is, a great golf market, but traditionally, Marion had good attendance, but in September, that's a tough draw, perhaps competition from EA, GLES, and also maybe, who knows, the Phillies this time next year may be in a playoff run.
Yeah. But the other thing is, too, Aronimink, if they're doing all these changes, putting 100 bunkers in and stuff, I don't know whether you ever played there, but it plays long. I mean, it can
It's a par 70.
I know, and it can really play long. I mean, you can get tired out there. It's a great golf course, but it's a toughie.
I think the winning scores when Tiger's tournament was over about 10 under, but it wouldn't play like it's going to play for these guys.
No. I don't know how they do it. It's the only course I've ever played where every hole is a long uphill par 4.
Exactly.
You're hitting a 3-wood.
Right.
Well, for guys of our vintage, I like to say it's more a marathon than a sprint, right? I mean, you're exercising some fairway metals.
And it's walking only.
Yeah, Aronimink is not my favorite course because of what Joe explained, the length for me. It's got a great set of par 3s. Their 4 par 3s are, you can put them up with anybody. And it's the 17th, we're talking about 17th, right?
It's a great hole there.
Wow. I mean, that par 3, and they're going to stretch that puppy out.
And what's the one, not real late in the first round, maybe 6, 7, is it? The elevated tee
Yeah.
with
I mean,
water and a huge green that can play 200 yards from up there.
And you don't want to let history lull you into submission, because Gary Player won the PGA there. He never hit a driver. He hit 3-wood all 4 rounds.
Yeah.
That's unheard of today. You can never do that.
Well, that was 1962, though. It's a little
I
different.
don't think they had irrigation then either, but it
Probably
was a
right.
dry time of the year. There's a lot going on. But if you look at the book and it says Player hit 3-wood for 4 days, you'd say, well, it can't be that
I can
tough.
imagine if some of the bombers get on that course, like Johnson, Thomas, some of those guys, and they're hitting their driver. It could be fun.
Yeah. Hole number 1, which for most mortals is a pretty tough opening hole.
Yes, it is.
Dead uphill. Dustin Johnson's probably looking at a gap wedge or something for his second shot and going right at that pin. But getting back to that discussion about Philadelphia hosting, Mike said it earlier, we haven't had a regular tour stop going back to the early 80s when it was at White Marsh, right down the road from where we are now.
Pennsylvania Classic.
Oh, that also, but that alternated, right?
We had that for 2 years. We had that twice.
That went back to Nemacolin.
It didn't work.
Yeah, that didn't work. But back,
that was in September.
You may have played in it, did you, Bob, when it was at White Marsh?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
That's how good he was. I won't say old, that's how good he was.
That's how I ended up writing books.
That's right.
I showed my real colors.
They were a pretty good par 3.
Philly is such a great golf town. But, they lost the regular tour event because of the schedule, and then people didn't come out.
It was, Marion got the Open in '81, and they never,
So we're either a major tournament or nothing when it comes to
Kevin
having
Scanlon
a regular
was offered
stop.
a slot when they were running, but it would have been opposite the British Open, and he opted not to take it because they sort of said if you take it and it works. I think Philadelphia, to me, you'd have to be a major league event. You cannot try to sell them. When the year Tiger came, you couldn't move at that place. Next year when Tiger wasn't playing, it was just golf.
Different atmosphere.
And I think, like you said, if you get enough of the real good guys playing, even and maybe they're playing for something a little bit. But if the Eagles are on a Sunday and they're on a Sunday,
it's going to be tough.
Who knows?
After the last SCI, the Pennsylvania Classic at Waynesburg, I remember talking to the guy from the tour who was in charge. And I said, so what's your post-game assessment? And he said, we've learned not to come back to Philadelphia unless we bring our A game.
It's exactly.
And it's true.
And if you bring a good A game, like Marion in 213,
perfect.
Look at that place. That was an unmitigated, even though the logistics of getting around, but that was an unmitigated success, which is why I think at some point they'll maybe try to come back. But Philly will support big-time stuff.
I hope they do it before the celebration, the centennial of Bobby Jones. I don't know if I'm still on this side of the side.
Well, that's probably what they're looking at.
Yeah, I know.
That year, but
you got some inside with Mike Davis up there in Farneck. Come on, you can pull that off. Or Short Hills, yeah.
Farneck?
Farneck. Short Hills, Farneck. I don't know. Okay, wrap up what you were going to say. Get me off the hook there with.
Another thing the guy said, or I said, I think.
What's in that drink?
If Phil can't be bothered to show up, fans aren't going to be bothered to show up.
Oh, well, his kids will be out of school.
No, this was
by
10
then.
years ago.
Oh, I got you.
Whoever now ought to be, Dustin Johnson.
Farneck. I'm thinking of Far Hills, Short Hills, whatever.
Short bread.
You wonder why Mike Davis doesn't return your call.
I can't talk myself out of this. Bob, Mike, Joe.
Enjoyed it.
Thanks for joining us today on Teed Off, and we'll be back. Don't forget about the Blue Bell Inn. We're back. We are definitely back with more of Inside Golf in just a moment.
Located in Blue Bell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
tee of Greater Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
Hey viewers of Inside Golf, have you heard about Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine? Published by ex-Eagles and Philadelphia Stars tight end Ken Dunnick, these magazines offer the very best in content on subjects of interest to men. Writers include Glenn Macnow, Bill Line, and George Anastasia. And you can increase your business by attending our monthly private parties as an advertiser. Call 856-912-4007 or email ken@jerseymanmagazine.com for more information.
Along with being stewards of the game of golf, your local PGA professional wears many hats.
We are teachers.
We are players.
We are managers.
We are merchandisers.
And community leaders.
But we all wear one badge.
PGA professionals are well-trained experts who work hard to share the joy of golf with our neighbors for over 90 years. To find your local PGA professional, visit phillypga.com. Brought to you by the Philadelphia Section of the PGA.
We are the experts in the game and business of golf.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. Glad we could be here at Burlington Country Club. We'll be back in just a matter of days, September 19th and 20th, the annual Section Championship. Philadelphia Area Pros, a two-day event right here at Burlington. And our thanks to head pro Mike Mack and the staff here at Burlington for allowing us to be here today and to come back in a couple weeks. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. And we'll see you next time right here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf, now celebrating its 20th season, is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA. Experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.